Hello everybody, Todd Michael Putnam from Creative Adventure Tables, and I'm going to do a quick video of my storage situation. I finally got it updated. It's not 100% done, but it's mostly done. So I just thought I'd do a real quick video showing my storage. So we'll just start down here, down at the very bottom. We'll work our way up and around. So I've got a box full of Game Master gear. I've got on the very bottom is stuff from the Shire. The ones on the right are Woodlands from the original Woodlands resins from Dwarven Forge. And then we come up, I've got some elevation tiles to the right. I've got a bunch of Shadow Dark official materials and stuff over there behind it. I have some more elevation stuff that I use from Dwarven Forge. And then you come up to the next shelf. And here I've got a whole bunch of books from D&D Basic, Expert Set, a D&D First Edition, a bunch of stuff from that era. I've got my Reaper minis and stuff for when people die. I use these here as luck tokens for Shadow Dark. On the left, I've got a whole bunch of Dwarven Forge terrain traits that you use for, could be anything. I got all kinds of rivers and acid and you name it. So I've got all that, and then you go up to the next shelf. I've got a couple of prefabricated, basically foam, high quality inns or anything like that. If I just need a building that the players are going to play inside of, I just throw that in there. I've got some kind of a whole bunch of Mind Flayer stuff on this shelf too. There's that. There's a Mind Flayer ship that's in there that flies around, and then this whole box is all Mind Flayer stuff. And then I've got a hot air balloon and like an elven ship, just a traditional elven sailing ship. Then on the very top shelf, I've got 3 WizKids sailing ships, one painted as a pirate, one painted as a merchant, one painted as a standard vessel. And then over here, I've got like a flying elven ship, kind of like a Spelljammer elven style ship. And we'll head down this in here. So on here, I've got all my hills and roads in a big old box. Underneath that is my jungle and swamp and my snow hills and roads. Below that, I've got my ice caverns. That's all Dwarven Forge. This is all Monster Fight Club. That's all Monster Fight Club. Jungle and Swamp is like a variety of stuff. Heading further down past the ice caves, we have Hellscape, which is all Dwarven Forge. Coming over here to the bottom, this is all miscellaneous stuff. Next one up is the WizKids Tower. Actually, a couple of them put together, a couple of those. Dwarven Forge Sewers. The Moria staircase, which is like a 3D printed staircase, and a bunch of other like elevation type stuff. Then I've got a whole big old box of my Todd tiles, 3D printed Todd tiles. You can get off fangs.com. Just do a search for Todd tiles, and you can download the STLs for free and print your own. Above that, I've got stairs and elevations from a mixture of Dwarven Forge and WizKids. And then we're going to switch over to the top. Not all these can I read. Like on the left, there's Barbarians. Then on the middle is like some Egyptian stuff, all the Egyptian tile set from Linsdargent Workshop, which is really cool. You can barely see it in the corner over here. I don't know if I can reach it with my... I've got a siege tower. I've actually got a couple of them, one in front of the other. And then also from Linsdargent, I've got a couple of several boxes of Aztec things for like Aztec style stuff. Again, that's from Linsdargent Workshop. Heading down to the next shelf, Temple Corners and Walls from Dwarven Forge. It's a bunch of Cthulhu stuff, some more Hellscape stuff, some more Carnival stuff over here, which is like for bards and things like that. Going down, I've got a box of graveyard filled with graveyard stuff. This is another big bag of miscellaneous from WizKids. A bunch of grand bridges from and other 3D print bridges from Dwarven Forge and elsewhere. Some Nordic runes, Chamber of Horrors from Dwarven Forge, floating rocks from Dwarven Forge, farm set, which I believe is mostly WizKids. And I've got giant furniture, so like it's like mostly 1/12 scale dowel furniture and stuff. And then over here, I've got what I call the gods, but it's really a whole bunch of action figures from World of Warcraft. We're going to back up here a little bit. I'll start down at the bottom, might as well. So the Dwarven Forge Hollow Forest, Dread Hollow Forest, those 2 boxes there. And then a bunch of caverns, bridges, stairs, and then your basic sets and whatnot. Coming up to here, regular Dwarven Forge dungeons, burrows on the left for like insects and stuff. Coming up, I've got a whole bunch of desert stuff from miscellaneous things. On the left is transparent ice caverns from Dwarven Forge. Coming up to the top here is a bunch of big 3D printed buildings that are basically in the Dwarven, what I consider the Dwarven style, called Hammerhold or something like that. And I don't remember where I got them from, but you do a search for Hammerhold 3D print files and you'll find them. We're going to switch over here and you'll see we've got a bunch of mine shafts, and I've got like tree village or docks, basically, that kind of stuff. These are just a bunch of miscellaneous things. They're individually labeled like LED walls or magnet accessories. Most of it's Dwarven Forge, some of it's not. Some of it's like pure Egyptian stuff, sliding walls, things like that, odd angles. Over here I've got hallways and corners and rounded corners and stuff from Dwarven Forge that goes for their dungeon tile set. And off to the right a little bit, I've got a couple of different boxes for town and city, fragile town stuff and whatnot that I throw inside of buildings or whatever. This box is the only one that's empty, and that's because it's waiting for the Sinister Kickstarter to ship, which hopefully will be in like, I don't know, January, maybe February I'll get it, we'll see. More mountain terrain set on the right. And then we've got boxes filled with rubble on the left. I've got Yuan-Ti Temple stuff from Dwarven Forge and large floors that just make for faster building, mostly in dungeons and stuff, Dwarven Forge. On this one here, I've got a bunch of brigand stuff on the right, giants and dragons on the left. Bunch of different maps and stuff here that I have. These are mostly from WizKids, but a couple, the Mountain Lake one is from Dwarven Forge on the top. And some plexiglass stuff to put on top. Then going up here is where I keep all of my miniatures. You can see there, you know, by cases that where I've got like stuff that have wings, stuff that it's winter, something that's in the water, miscellaneous, dungeon scenery, undead gargoyles, but you know, you name it. It's basically all organized for that. Then different smaller boxes, you know, Xenomorph, Spider Kingdom stuff, slimes, etc. Going up to this top shelf here, I've got flight stands, various types of those clear plastic glasses I got off of Amazon. I use those also as like elevation things. Got a couple of large buildings. The one in the back is actually a fog machine, generates fog. This other one here I use for multi-level dungeons and stuff like that, for stairs going down. Those black things right underneath the glasses, those are actually terrain tiles from Dwarven Forge for their mountain set. Then we look over here, and I've got stuff from in the very back. I've got stuff what I call Lowtown, but it's all 3D printed villages. It's not from Dwarven Forge. Dwarven Forge has its own Lowtown. And then I've got statues and ruins in that set box. And then I've got 50-foot cliffs and stuff for climbing and whatnot there. And then you can't really see it because it's behind something, but that very bottom one on the bottom left, that is full of sci-fi terrain. And then back over here, I call it Shadow Dark terrain, but it's really, most people would call it like Underdark style terrain. I've got two boxes of those. This one is filled with all Dwarven Forge, and then this one is filled with mostly like Monster Fight Club for that. And then a box full of all kinds of Dwarven stuff for, you know, Dwarven undergrounds, mines, and things like that. And then a box for Elven Ruins. Come over, I've got these two bags right here, which are basically what I use to pull out to do my GMing. It's got everything I need in there. Stone elevations, which are all 3D prints for when I do my natural caverns. I got stuff for oceans, for whether it's in the bottom of the ocean or swimming or anything like that. Most of the monsters and stuff, plus the coral reefs and anything like that. And then I've got these here monsters. This entire one here, it's not monsters, mountain tiles, which are all Dwarven Forge. They're can't think of what they're called right now, but escarpments, that's what it is. But that whole box right there, all those boxes are that size. And we head over to here, and we've got an entire castle set. I've got my high town for like high quality town stuff. Again, that's not Dwarven Forge. This is just 3D printed or foam type stuff. This whole box is filled with trees. We come under here, and we can see this is where I keep the vast majority of my maps of every type. I got stalagmites here, I've got clouds, I've got Falmer, I've got other stuff behind it. Then that other whole shelf behind it right here is all filled with rare or fragile type minis all the way down. I have to pull it out in order to do it. So that's it. Pulling it back, that is what my storage capacity looks like and how it is. I can't put it all in the frame all at once. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.